Learnerlegal. We are out on this fun factor time. WK Colt. And I said on the last one, leave it in 4th gear. Just pedal around in 4th, which is exactly what I'm doing. So, the trick to riding a 50cc Colt, get through the box as quick as you can, get it up to 4th gear, and just leave it there and just use 4th gear to run around. 30-mile-an-hour bike. We're having oodles of fun. I love riding these, it's so much fun. And I haven't been on a 50 in about 3-4 weeks now. I've got loads coming through this morning. We are out on a 50cc WK Scrambler in a while. So I get to ride 2 Colts. Fun factored morning. And this one is going out to Jasmine. Now, we did the first lot of footage on this, and believe it or not, the GoPro decided it was going to dump its footage. Thank you, GoPro. I should have had the drift on at the same time. But a little digital speedo, revs along the top, miles an hour, gear indicator, time, fuel tank, that is all you need. On your controls, hazard lights, start button, main beam, dip beam, indicators, lights, and look, there's a headlamp flash to the back of the left hand controls. But good bit is, it's a 50cc, it's geared, it looks like a motorbike, it's not a twist and go. Downside, you've got to get through the box as quick as you can. 3rd, come on. Into 4th gear. Once you're into 4th gear, whack that throttle open, and you can just cruise around in 4th gear all the time. So downside is, it's a 50cc, it's a 30-mile-an-hour bike. It does take you a bit of time to get up to 30 mile an hour. Once you're there, it will whack up to 30 very, very easily, and you can puddle around having loads and loads and loads of fun. Now, everyone's like, yes, but it's slow, it's a 50cc. Yes, 50cc regulations state the maximum speed should be 28 mile an hour and no faster. If you're out on your 50 with a load of L plates, Uncle Bill is behind you, and he catches you doing 40, he is going to want to know the reason why, because you are not riding in accordance with your licence for 16 at 28 mile an hour. If you want to go faster, get to 17, buy yourself a 125. It is as easy as that. That is what you need to do. Let's just let these cars through. Down the box, down to 2nd, get the power on from 2nd. We're going to scoot under here really quickly. At 30 mile an hour. Right, let's just drop this into neutral, whack the side stand down, which kills the engine, and have a look around at the WK Colt. We've done this loads of times. Right, here we go. It does need a clean, it's a bit dusty, and that's in for a clean later because we're sending this bike out today. So there it is, the 50cc Colt. Bulb H4 headlight, LED indicators. You've got the 12-inch wheels on it, and it's got a kickstart. Look at that, easy to get in there. Spark plugs down there, oils on the side, very easy. You've got an oil window so you can check your oil. You've got a kickstart on it. You've also got pillion pegs. I wouldn't want to put a pillion on one of these, really would not want to put a pillion on, but for what it is, fun factor, 16-year-old, get out and ride, and it's so quiet when you start it up. Very easy to select the gears. Now, gearboxes on these are a little bit tight when you first use them, and a little bit of clutch adjustment. It does go through the box. So we're off. First gear will get you about 6 mile an hour. Second gear gets you 13. Third gear gets you about 20. 4th gear, so whack it up straight away through the box into 4th gear, and then just bury that throttle. But for fun factor, now when I reviewed this last time, I gave it 50 out of 50. I am still 50 out of 50 on these. I love these, and the thing is, speed bumps, well, hey, you can just hit them in 4th gear, 26 mile an hour, no issues whatsoever, unless of course it's a whacking big speed bump. and then obviously got to slow down a bit. But look how good the suspension on this is, mid to soft, and it's perfect. And I absolutely love pedalling around at 30 mile an hour because I'm enjoying everything. Just sit in 4th gear and just wind the power back on again. So you haven't got to worry about sitting in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th unless you actually stop. But if you're out pedalling around town, just leave it in 4th gear and just open the throttle, shut it down, open the throttle, shut it down. So doing my normal ride route, as I would say. This is ride route 2, and obviously feels like, what route you on this morning? Number 2. I'm going down to Simpson, waiting for all these slow cars to move their backsides. Come on. But in the 30 mile an hour area, just get the power on and away you go. Now obviously when you're out on dual carriageways, you are going to be doing 30 mile an hour, but it's no worse than if you was on a bicycle or if you was on a 50cc twist and go. You're doing 24 mile an hour. I'm actually doing 27, but you can just hammer around on these things all day long. And this is about the 4th one that we've done so far. These Colts are flying out the door. People love them. And they corner like they're on rails. I tell you, with these little 12-inch tyres, being such a low centre of gravity, you can just literally chuck it into the corners. Now, dual carriageway, being on a 50, I am not going to be occupying the middle of the road. I'm sitting off to position 1, which is where you would find your bicycles, your twist and go 50s, and it gives people plenty of time to get past me in that outside lane. Certainly wouldn't want to be dominating the lane at 30 mile an hour. If I was on a 125, yes I would, but cars can see me, the lights are nice and bright, you can't be missed on one of these. Super bright lights, and we are flat out at 29 mile an hour. Now with the engines on these, and if you go back and have a look at that engine, it is very similar. If you roll back to the 80s of the Honda SS engine, it's the same old design that has been around for absolutely years. And all the Honda SS engines had these, the little SS50s all had this type of engine. Even the old Puch Maxis did as well. I remember the shape of the engine. So it's a well-known engine, it's reliable, it's good, it's going to get you 30 mile an hour. Don't expect motorway braking speeds on this, but best bit is you can hammer around town. You're not going to get yourself a speeding ticket, or you're not going to set any speed cameras off. And that's the one thing I love. I get to take in all the scenery of Milton Keynes and enjoy myself, which is great fun, just hammering around at 30 mile an hour. And obviously I've got a little bit more throttle, but what I say is normally bury the throttle. You can't go any faster than 30. You're going to get those that ask, can it be unrestricted? Do not fiddle, don't mess. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just puddle round at 30 mile an hour. Obviously most of the roads, these roads down here are all 40, so I'm only 10 mile an hour below. And car drivers do have plenty of room to get past me as well. But as I say, the WK Colt is a game changer. There is a bigger version, which I shall hopefully, and I keep saying I'll get out on it, the 125 Maverick. Yes, I will be out on that soon. It's that I am so incredibly busy at the garage, obviously being the main rider, and also on the spanners full time. It's a 60-hour-a-week job for me at the moment, but we will get round to doing some more reviews. But George and the crew down at WK, what a wonderful team they are. The main thing that you want is, obviously, once you buy a bike, what's the warranty, and getting, because all people always say, what is the warranty like, and what's it like to get spares for these? Well, believe it or not, George and the crew and Joe and everybody down at WK are very, very good at what they do. So hence we had a scrambler come in last week. Now the scramblers come either with a black seat or a brown seat, and it's basically you get a bike and you take your pick, and the customer specifically asked, can I have a brown seat with my 50, but I want the black scrambler and I want a brown seat. Black scrambler normally comes with a black seat. So I do phone George and said, look, any chance that I could have a brown seat for one of these? Of course you can, Dave, not a problem. I will drop one down to you on Monday. And George came yesterday and dropped me a brown seat. That was all good. And he also dropped me off a GT Max that we had bought from them as well, a used one. We bought one of the demo ones, so we got a GT Max again, and I should be out doing a video on that one as a used bike. But of all the 50cc twisters and goes, the GT Max does look the size of a 125. It is a big bulky bike, and it flies when you compare it to our most popular one, the Lexmoto Echo. Now we can't get Echos for love or money at the moment, just cannot get Lexmoto Echo 50cc's, they're not in the country. But guess what, the GT Maxes are. WK have managed to get a really good supply of bikes coming in to the country, which is a good thing, because it means that then obviously supply is good, demand is even better, and you can say to people, I haven't got an Echo, but I've got one of these GT Max, and they are, believe it or not, a little bit cheaper than the Echoes at the moment. And 50cc prices go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That is my DPD man. No, it's not. He's just decided to come round me because I'm doing 24 mile an hour. You can't stop a delivery driver when he's in a hurry. Right, 5 miles in, quick ride loop, round the block, back to the garage. Let's come in on the rear brakes. Now the brakes on these are darn good. So down the third gear, power on, that's all you need. You don't need first and second. First and second are like your pull away gears. We're into the 30 mile an hour anyway, so people can now wait for me, dominate the lane, and if they don't like it, then tough. Now fuel consumption on this, you're looking, I'd say, between 100 and 120 to the gallon. It doesn't eat much fuel. The tax on this thing is, I think, about £21 or whatever. It has gone up since DVLA decided to do their let's charge everybody. I would not come out yet, love. I'm coming round the corner. Up into fourth. So the clutch does get a little bit easier to use the more you ride it. And did I just spot a Can-Am four-wheeler go down there? That looked like a Can-Am Maverick. I wasn't wrong, it's a Can-Am Maverick. Let's just wipe the lens because all the fog this morning. Now, it's going to be 30 degrees today. It's going to be exceptionally hot. I am going to cook like an absolute... Oh, it's not, it's a smart car. I thought it was a Can-Am. A squatty little thing that is. One of the new smart cars. Would I buy a smart car? No. I'd rather ride in a sardine tin with 2 wheels. But third and fourth gear for poddling around the town. Controls are very easy to use. I can actually feel the buttons on these through my Kawasaki gloves. But whatever gloves you've got on, it's very easy to use them controls. Super bright lights. I am heading back for a cup of coffee. Hey! Yes, RB is going to get himself a cup of coffee. Down to first gear for pull-aways. First, second, third, and back up to Fort. There's a nice little house that they've built there now. That used to be a parking lot, someone's back garden, and they've put a bungalow on it now. You don't notice that when you're hammering around on big bikes. You do when you're at 30, because you get to see absolutely everything. Right, whiz round the corner looking through, get the power on. A cup of coffee awaits me. So, if you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, go and watch a load of my other ones, go and look at the ones from the bike cafes, go and check out the stuff that I do with Peaky. Why am I trying to change up the 5th gear? It's only got 4-speed box RB. But, let us know what you think of the WK Colt 50. I absolutely love it. I think it's a great little bit of kit. And the best bit is, you can just hammer over these speed bumps in 4th gear. Right, I am going to pull in. I am not arguing with a big lorry. You're welcome. So here we go. First, second. It does take your time to get there. It's the only downside, but it's a 50cc. It's good. And believe me, when you compare this to the old Lexmoto Hunter that used to be out, this thing is so much fun compared to those. But another bike done, that's ready for the customer. We will hand this over later, but until the next time, be well, ride safe. From RB, it's a big goodbye from me.